We have something called dynamic signal, which we use where official posts are published and you can reshare them. We've tried a lot to change this. Unfortunately, there are so many legal and compliance regulations around some of the way we work, and that's why we suffer. And every time I go to a LinkedIn for a competitor analysis, they come back and tell me you're doing well in all sections except employee advocacy. And then I tell them, unfortunately, we have these limitations in which we are working. But yeah, so my 14,000 strength is unfortunately a weakness for
unused.
Me. And that's the marketer who has to suffer.
The risk framework allows, you have to be very careful in how you stand because the regulator deems the manufacturer liable for any miscommunication.
Yeah.
So which means that there is a disclaimer or a disclosure which has to go. As individuals, sometimes we overlook it in our ability to communicate, but the liability will lie with the manufacturer.
When I first joined Zomato, I wanted a campaign to go out from every employee. I wanted to launch a campaign internally, and there was a rule in the company which said you cannot send the employee to campaigns and encourage them to go social. This is Zomato many years ago. And I went back and I said, why? Why would a rule like this exist for a brand that was built for millennials? And it turns out that in the initial years, the promoters had sent a mail to the employees, all young employees by the way, average age 22, saying you should share this, and it was some campaign on Facebook or Twitter or whatever it was. And the young workforce actually took umbrage to it, took offense to it, and went on to Glassdoor and many other places saying we are being forced or pressured to share campaigns for the company, so it's like harassment, right? So it went completely negative. So it took me months to actually create a system by which we could talk to 22-year-olds and encourage them to, share their pride on social media without offending them or without making them feel they were pressured. So that's another side to this story, by the way, for everybody to, maybe you can learn from it when you're dealing with a workforce whose average age is 22.
Interesting.
I think it's also has to do with the category of your product, of your brand. So if somebody is working for, let's say, one of the beverages company, I have seen them feeling very proud and passionate about sharing the video commercials and social media posts on their personal profiles. While I worked with the finance sector companies like Policy Bazaar as well. And even today, Shauri struggles a lot. So we are actually running internal campaigns to request people to go more social. They are socially active.